Alright, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you my 5 things I hate most about the BMW E90. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first thing I don't like about the BMW E90 is the interior pieces can fall apart pretty easily and they just break down over time. So what I mean by that, my cup holders, for example, I got 2 of them over here, and when you press it, it's supposed to come out like smoother than that, and it's like it gets stuck really easily, it gets sticky, and it's just no good. Also, for the most part, these trims, they come apart super easily. So I actually just replaced mine with a wrap, and I'll have that video up here. So before I replaced it, like I wrapped over it, it was all chipped up, it was all bad, scratched up, and it just gets messed up really easily. Also, the door handles. I had to replace this door handle over here. It was all sticky and it was just scratched up and everything, so I had to replace the inside of it, and I ended up replacing the outside because it just gets scratched up really easily. And same thing for over here. Fortunately, mine isn't that bad, but I've had friends' cars who have had this problem. It gets scratched up super easily and it just gets worn down. But what I have noticed is, compared to other cars, the interior does break down pretty easily compared to other cars. That's the first thing I don't like about my BMW E90. Now, the second thing I don't like about my BMW E90 is all the electrical problems it has. So what I mean by that is, when I want to roll up my windows sometimes, or roll down my windows sometimes, let me demonstrate. So I'll press this button and it goes down properly, but sometimes when it goes back up, it doesn't want to do it properly. That can be a big problem. The window regulators go out, sometimes the motors go out, and they can be a pain to replace. You don't have to take the windows out, but like I said, it's just a little bit unnecessary. Most other cars never do that until they're super old. This car isn't even that old. It shouldn't have these problems. Another electrical problem that I have is, let me demonstrate. So I turn on my car, right? And I have a seatbelt light and an airbag light. It is so common for these cars to have seatbelt and airbag lights. It's essentially what the car is at this point. It's a hard code, it doesn't go away. This code right here, it pops up while you're driving, it stays there, and you can't ever see your, like, what the temperature is outside or what the time is, and it always pops back up. You can replace it. Most of the time it's just a seatbelt tensioner or whatever, but it's really just a pain to replace, and they go out so easily, and it's so common for these cars. It's really annoying. It shouldn't be a problem. The third thing I hate about my BMW E90, how much it leaks oil. This thing eats oil like it's nothing. It drips, it leaks, it does everything. The valve cover gaskets can leak easily. The oil filter housing gaskets can leak easily. It's just an oil nightmare. It's just a big pain that you shouldn't have to deal with. Most BMWs are like this, most E90s, most E92s, any of the N52, any of them, all of them. They all leak oil. Every single BMW leaks oil. I've never found a BMW that doesn't leak oil. So that's the third thing I hate about my BMW E90, is how much it leaks oil. It's a big problem. It's annoying. You shouldn't have to deal with it. So yeah, that's the third thing I hate about my BMW E90. The fourth thing I don't like about my BMW E90 is how it's aged. It hasn't aged as well as the E92, the coupe variation. I have the sedan. It doesn't look as good as the E92s in my personal opinion. I still got it because I wanted the practicality, so that's what it does have, since it does have the 4 doors. E92s are coupes, obviously, so they only have 2 doors. Yeah, I like the practicality, but I don't like how it's aged. It does not look as nice as the E92 in my opinion. Let me just show you guys what I mean. So I have my buddy's E92 over here. It's parked over there, and I have my E90 right here. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what they look like. So here's my E90. I mean, it's a nice looking car, but if you go over to the E92, tell me which one you guys would pick, a coupe or a sedan? So yeah, guys, I just don't like how much it's aged compared to the E92s, how different they actually look. They don't look too similar. I mean, obviously they're the same chassis, but they don't look too similar. The coupe just looks better in my opinion. It's aged much better. It still looks like a new car. When the E90, it definitely looks like it's aged a bit more. So that's my fourth thing I hate about the BMW E90. Now the fifth thing I don't like about my BMW E90 is how much it drinks gas. I have a 325xi, so it's technically a 328, and it's the same engine, same transmission, since I have a manual transmission. So it's the same engine, same transmission. They call it a 325, and I have the all-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive doesn't change too much between. My problem is how much they drink gas. This is the base model, guys, and it drinks gas like no other. I drive it like a normal car, and I sometimes get 17 miles per gallon, which is, for a sedan, that's not even that old. Well, 13 years old, 14 years old. It's not crazy old, and it only gets 17 miles per gallon. And this is the base model. This has the lowest power engine out of all the variants, the 325, 328, same thing. The 335i, which is twin turbo, and then the M3, which is V8. The M3, my friend had it. He got about 10 miles per gallon, maybe. My friend's 335, he gets about 13, and then I get like 17. And that's just really bad for like a sedan that you could daily. It's a very dailyable car. It's a very comfortable car, but the gas mileage is just horrible. I can't explain to you how much gas my car drinks, and it takes premium on top of that. It just drinks too much gas for what it is, and that's the fifth thing I don't like about my BMW E90. Now, this list was completely subjective. This is all my personal opinion. I've had this car since March of this year, so about 8 months. I've had this car for about 8 months, so 8 months of driving it, I've had quite a bit of problems with it. I've had parts fail on me, control arms, I had to replace the control arms. I need to replace all the gaskets in the front that are leaking oil. So it is a 13-year-old, 14-year-old car. It has its problems, but yeah, like I was saying, this list is completely subjective. My own personal opinion, I've had the car for 8 months now, so this is over this time, this is what I've gathered from this car. Anyway, guys, let me know what your things you hate about your BMW E90 are, and some of the things you like. And I actually have a video coming out, 5 things I like about my BMW E90, so stay tuned for that. And also, go ahead and check out my other videos. I got a bunch of videos regarding BMWs, so go check them out. Also, it would greatly help me if you guys could like and subscribe. It would help my channel out amazingly, so if you guys could do that, that'd be amazing. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.